You ever feel like your confidence at work just has a mind of its own? One day you're on top of the world, the next you're second guessing everything. Well, today we're going to dig into a really fascinating idea. What if the key to unlocking all that professional potential you have isn't in your head at all, but actually in your gut?
I mean, really, have you ever struggled with that? That nagging feeling that just kind of holds you back, even when you know deep down you are absolutely capable? Maybe it looks something like this for you. You're overthinking every single decision. You're scared to speak up in meetings. You find yourself avoiding those smart, calculated risks that could really move you forward. You know you've got what it takes, but by the end of the day, you're just feeling totally drained and unsure. If any of that sounds familiar, well, the reason why is probably going to surprise you.
Okay, so let's talk about the confidence myth. You know the drill, right? We're always told that confidence is just a mental game. Just think positive, fake it till you make it. But what if that's only like half the story? What if the real root of our confidence is hiding somewhere we almost never think to look?
Because yeah, that's the whole idea here. The solution, it might not be in your head. So if it's not in our head, where is it? Well, it might just be in what a lot of scientists are now calling our second brain. And believe me, this surprising connection has a massive influence on our emotional stability and, yep, you guessed it, our confidence.
Okay, look at this number, 90%. That is huge, a massive majority. So what on earth does this have to do with confidence? Get this, over 90% of your body's serotonin, the feel-good or confidence chemical, it isn't made in your brain. Nope, it's produced in your gut. Mind-blowing, right? And the reason this is even possible is something called the gut-brain axis. The easiest way to think about it is like a superhighway of information, a constant two-way communication link between your gut and your brain. So what happens in your gut definitely doesn't stay in your gut. It's sending direct signals upstairs that totally influence how you think and feel. And this leads to a really powerful idea. A sluggish gut often creates a cautious mind. It just makes sense, right? When that gut-brain communication highway gets all jammed up because of poor digestion, it can directly mess with your stress levels, your mental clarity, and yeah, even how willing you are to take a risk. But here's what's really fascinating. This isn't some brand new idea, not at all. It's actually a perfect example of where ancient wisdom and modern science are totally lining up. See, in the ancient practice of Ayurveda, there's this concept called Agni. It literally translates to digestive fire. But they believed Agni was responsible for way more than just processing your lunch. It was seen as the source of your mental clarity, your courage, and your ability to make a decision and stick with it. It's a pretty cool way to look at it. When your digestive fire is burning bright and strong, you've got clarity, you've got energy, you've got this natural confidence. But when that fire is weak and sputtering, you get mental fog, tons of doubt, and just this heaviness that makes every single choice feel like a huge burden. So this brings us to a huge shift in thinking, a total reframe. Confidence, it's not just a mental trait, it's actually a digestive outcome. Okay, so let's bring this back to the real world. How do these gut feelings actually show up at work? How does a digestive imbalance translate into being risk-averse in your career? Well, here's how it works. When your digestion is out of whack, it can trigger this constant, low-grade stress response in your body. It's like your nervous system is always on high alert, stuck in survival mode. And what does survival mode look like at the office? It looks like always prioritizing safety over growth. It's that fear of speaking up. It's avoiding smart risks. Your body is basically screaming at your brain, play it safe, don't rock the boat. And that can totally crush your leadership presence and hold you back. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it turns out that the highest performers, the ones who consistently take those smart risks, they're not just doing mindset work, they're actively protecting their guts. So how are they doing it? It's actually surprisingly simple. It really boils down to 4 key habits. First up, they manage stress before it hits the gut, with things like deep breathing. Second, they eat their meals without a screen in their face. This actually helps your body register and process your food properly. Third, they respect timing. They keep their meals consistent to help regulate their body's natural rhythm. And finally, they choose foods for digestion, not just for pure convenience. When you put all this together, you realize it's not just about feeling better. This is about gaining a real biological advantage. Confidence stops being this fuzzy, abstract idea and becomes a tangible physical asset, something you can actually build and cultivate.
And that gives us a whole new way to define confidence. It's not about being fearless. Nobody is. True confidence is having the internal biological stability to feel that uncertainty, to feel that fear, and move forward anyway. And a healthy gut, it provides that exact stability.
It really all comes down to this simple but incredibly profound truth. When the gut feels safe, the mind takes risks. I mean, what a total shift in how we think about our own potential. So, the next time your confidence feels a little shaky, don't just look inward at your mindset. Look down and ask yourself this one simple question. What is my gut trying to tell me? Honestly, it might be the most important question you ask yourself all day.